Keep what you have written near you, and listen to this story. Horse tamers in Idaho have a very particular method of breaking in young mustangs. This fairly brutal method consists of putting sacks on the horses' backs to get them to tolerate wearing saddles, and strapping their legs together to stop them from rearing up. This process can take several weeks, and plays on the fear and suffering of the horse to break its will and get it to submit to the human will. However, there is another way of doing this. Monty Roberts, the man who whispers into the ears of horses, left for the Nevada desert all on his own at the age of 13 to observe the mustangs running free. By studying the behavior of the wild horses, he deciphered their method of communication, which he called equus. He then used this form of exchange to devise a way of taming horses that relies on the trust and goodwill of the horse. Roberts manages to tame a horse in 30 minutes, and brings it to accept first a saddle and then a rider on its back, all without any fear or suffering whatsoever. How does he do it? Monty Roberts demonstrates 3 strengths, which we can call attributes. The first attribute is determination. Horses will spontaneously follow determined people who walk confidently and know where they are going. In nature, the survival chances of a horse that has become isolated from a herd are very low. Horses therefore want to become part of a herd which will guarantee their protection, but they will not follow an indecisive leader who does not seem to know where to lead them. The second attribute is authenticity. Horses are sensitive to the energy of the leader of the herd. The mission of this leader is to protect the herd and to lead it to the right place at the right time. The leader is not only concerned about its own life, but with that of every horse in the group. To gain the horse's trust, Monty Roberts has to communicate this same concern for the horse's protection. This requires a demonstration of genuine care for the horses he tames, and he has to act accordingly. The final of the 3 attributes is consideration. Roberts first studied the language of the horses, rather than imposing his own on them. With the traditional method, when the horse wants to run away, the solution is to attach a rope around its neck and pull on the rope until the horse submits. Roberts never goes against the will of the animal. His method uses no such constraint. He communicates with the horse instead. You want to run away? Okay, go ahead, and keep running until you're ready to come back to me. The approach used by Monty Roberts is a suitable analogy for understanding leadership. What will encourage someone to follow a leader? Robert Dilts was able to interview hundreds of people regarding their main expectations of leaders. Certain expectations crop up time and time again and mirror the attributes exhibited by Monty Roberts. The first expectation we have of leaders is determination. Just as Monty Roberts walks with confidence in each step, leaders know where they are going. They have their objective in their sights and move assuredly towards this goal without being daunted by obstacles. These people dare to take risks and to make difficult decisions which allow them to move forwards. They show courage and tenacity to achieve their goals. They face problems with a positive mindset, convinced that a solution exists. Our second expectation of leaders is authenticity. This goes further than simply being an example by practicing what you preach. It is a question of living what you believe, of being in harmony with your values and sharing them with others. Authenticity invites transparency and integrity. It helps create an atmosphere of confidence where each person feels relaxed enough to express what they feel honestly. Monty Roberts is a perfect incarnation of what he believes. He wants to create a better world for horses. He believes it is possible, and he lives it. Everything he does is in perfect harmony with his beliefs. He therefore creates an atmosphere of confidence and empathy with the horse. When someone feels inspired by a mission they believe in and which they live for, their passion is contagious. That individual gives off an energy which is communicated to others and helps them overcome any obstacles. Finally, our last expectation of leadership is individual consideration. Everyone needs to be recognized for what they are, for what they want, and what they do. When you take the other person into account, you recognize their individuality, the fact they are different, and their talents. To increase the potential of people and value their contribution, you highlight their strengths and don't emphasize their weaknesses. This creates a synergy in which people are aware and confident of what they can bring to the group. Having consideration also means showing respect for the other person, which is their right as a human being. Immanuel Kant suggests a simple principle to guide our conscience, which seems most appropriate in this context. Let us consider each human being as an end in himself, and never use him as a mere means of achieving our own objectives. And what about you? Do you know how to inspire people to follow you? If you have determination, if you show yourself to be authentic, and if you have consideration for the people around you, then you have the building blocks of inspiring leadership. Why don't you now take part in a series of quizzes to check what you have learned? Let's start with this one. For what reason or reasons is it important to develop leadership at all corporate levels? This is what we think. In this session, we have seen that leadership, far from opposing management, complements it effectively. Emma, the manager of a team of 10 staff, has understood this and is trying to add leadership skills to her management capabilities. Here are some statements about her work. Which of them relate to management, and which ones relate to leadership? This is what we think. Here is an instructive example. Marcia. Her story takes place in New York. Listen carefully, then use your mouse to indicate, for each thing she does, the expectation that she is meeting when she does it. Marcia is Puerto Rican and manages a team of cleaners in a Manhattan tower building. She's proud of her origins, but is always sensitive to the different cultures represented in her team. She can be impetuous, but this passionate side of her nature is always demonstrated with finesse and instills an atmosphere of empathy in the team. She wears exotic clothes and has an infectious sense of humor. Her aim for the team is that the employees in the premises cleaned by her team notice the level of cleanliness in their offices and compliment her on it. Woe betide any member of her team who does sloppy work. However, each team member is sure of the esteem in which she holds their work and them personally. She knows how to communicate her high expectations of them, but also her zest for life. She's able to create a united and motivated team in the most unfavorable circumstances. This is what we think. To sum up, leadership is an essential response to the issues facing organizations in the 21st century. In particular, the need to remain competitive in a rapidly changing environment. It complements management effectively in that it provides meaning and direction in answer to the question why, whereas management answers the question how. It emphasizes interpersonal relationships, whereas management is about the organizational aspect. It uses people's internal motivation, whereas management offers external motivation. It is for this reason that an increasing number of managers are encouraged to develop leadership skills, to inspire, motivate, and to encourage unity and commitment in their team as it conducts its projects. In addition, every company employee has a potential for leadership and can develop it. Remember Marcia and her team of cleaners. Leaders are primarily people who inspire others to follow them by demonstrating the three following attributes in particular. Determination. Leaders know where they are going and are determined to get there. They make crucial decisions and do what is necessary to reach the objective. Authenticity. Leaders live what they believe. Their actions and words are in harmony with their values and what they truly are. And consideration. Leaders take account of individuals, their aspirations, their differences, their skills. They always recognize the contribution made by each person.